And one of the things that we often struggle with is the idea that if we're struggling, that means God doesn't care about us. We lived in Florida for a little while, and there's something interesting about the trees in Florida. See, they water their lawns a lot in Florida. The tree learns that it doesn't have to dig deeper with its roots because it's going to get all of its water on the surface of the ground. So those roots never have to grow any deeper. Once was down there and I saw a tree that had blown over, and this tree was hollow inside that I saw. And actually talked to the person that was cutting it up. And I said, what caused that being hollowed out? And he said, bugs, ants. And he said, what happens is where these trees are watered a lot, if it gets damaged, like bark is torn off or there's damage to the tree, the water, when you're watering it with sprinkler systems and things, can saturate inside that scar or inside that cut to the tree. It actually weakens and softens the wood, and as soon as there's that weakness, ants and bugs come in and start eating it from the inside out and hollows it out, makes it weak and kills it. You know, if God always watered us, and that's the way we want it, that's the way we want to experience God. God always blessed me, never let me struggle, never let me go through things, never let me experience hardship or trial or difficult times. Well, if God never let us go through things, it would never force our roots to grow deeper. I don't like that thought, because that means that suffering can be used for good. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not believe that God, most of the time, brings suffering into our lives. I don't think he does that. I do think that he will allow us to suffer the consequences for our decisions. Yep, he does that, just like a good parent does. But most of the time, I think we're living in a bad world full of messes, and other people hurt us, and bad things happen to good people. But as the Bible says, what the devil meant for harm, God used for good. And so he can use these times of trial and testing and hardship and pain to force us to grow our roots more deeply in faith and trust